Hi guys, welcome to another Barb Stamps multi-card video. This multi-card video uses the Sailing Home suite of products shown in the Stampin' Up! Catalog on pages 144 through 146. So we've got a really nice large print of the different designer series papers in the suite. We've got the stamp set here with the little notation that this can be cropped out with our circle punch that measures 1.5 inches. Of course, all the dies. Then on this page, the suite lists everything that belongs to the suite, is part of the suite, along with just the bundle here, which is the dies and the stamps. The cards that I'm going to show you today, and I believe I have 24 of them, are going to be using a combination of these products here. We've got the Smooth Sailing dies, along with the Sailing Home stamp set. And I've got my little cheater thing here. And so you can see that a lot of these stamped images in the stamp set have coordinating dies. We've got the lighthouse, the anchor, the 2 sailboats, and the compass. And then, of course, this little tag here, you can fit the word congrats or thanks in there, or maybe some other smaller stamps that you may have. We have this little fun-shaped tag that comes in the set that will fit some of these other sentiments. We have some seaweed, a ship's wheel, a knot of rope, a length of rope, and then we do have the 2 stamps that can make up a pointer for the compass, or you can just use a 1 pointer for your compass. I do have a lot of multi-card videos, and I will link a little card up here in the corner so you can check on that or click on that and check out the other ones that I have. I think I have 29 or 28 of these multi-card videos, so a lot of inspiration for you guys. So we've got the stamp set, we've got the dies, we've got the designer series paper. It's a 12 by 12 package. I cut these down to 6 by 6 just so I can fit them into my frame here. So here are the 6 patterns of paper. Flip them over, and then here are the reverse designs. And so we've got multiple products or projects use the designer series paper. And then we also have the High Seas 3D embossing folder. And this is one of our new embossing folders from our new manufacturer. And so I highly recommend our embossing plate if you're going to purchase this folder. Otherwise, you're going to need to shim it up to get it to roll through your machine at the proper thickness to create this amazing embossing here for the High Seas folder. The suite also includes these little sailing, or what are these called? Sail away trinkets. We have the little tiny ship's wheel and the little tiny anchor. Those are super cute, and I've got a few of those on the projects as well. And then we have the Night of Navy Sahara Sand Baker's Twine. And something that's really cool about this twine is you can use it as it is, of course, just like this, or you can kind of twist it, and then you can remove the 3 strands that make up this piece. So you can see how I can start to get that Night of Navy section out of there. So I can just pull that little Night of Navy piece out. I can use that by itself. I now have 2 strands of the Sahara Sand, and then each strand also has baby strands in it. So we've got 4 other little tiny strands that you can use on projects. So it's just a little bit more versatile if you use it like that. So let me get the cards and we will get started. All right, let's go ahead and start out with this card here. We do have one of those fun little trinkets. And as you can see, I did use only 1 strand of the Sahara Sand, where you have those tiny little strands together, to add my knot to the center of that. I've got a piece of the designer series paper, of course, the High Seas folder back there, lighthouse, ship, and you can see a ship. It's really a boat. It's not really a ship. It's a sailboat. I do have some different color variations in this particular die cut, and I do have a video showing you how I created this card up here in the corner. And then we've got the compass and the little thanks, and we've got Night of Navy, balmy blue, and soft suede for our colors. Moving on to this card, I love this designer series paper. It's just so rustic and vintage, so it makes a great background for the card. Then we just have some simple stamping here with a sentiment from a different stamp set. Any happy birthday would work. We've got some torn pretty peacock cardstock underneath the sentiment. We've got some pretty peacock and some mossy meadow seaweed pieces cropped out. We've got a ship's wheel from paper and a ship's wheel embellishment. So all in all, just a super really fun card. Next up, we've got this one that uses the red, real red Night of Navy, and then of course the balmy blue. And we've got the sentiment here stamped on just a little rectangle. We've got 3 different pieces of the designer series paper here, all cropped with our banner triple punch and just kind of staggered on the front of the card there. We've got a red ship's wheel. We've got the anchor stamped on white, cropped out with some circle punches. along with this backing piece, and then we have the fun twine accent there. And this particular card uses the, I think it's a pinewood planks as the embossing folder for that one. Got this one here, another super simple card, just 3 sailboats stamped right here. We've got some of the bird images, the sentiment, circle punches, we've got the rope pieces here, and then just multiple layers of Night of Navy and white, and then the rope being in crumb cake. Here is another card that I did that I have a video for. I'll link that up here for you. This one uses a few of the rectangle stitched dies where I just kind of did a little bit of double time stamping here. And then I've got the sentiment. I've got the layer of Night of Navy with the compasses stamped in the corners. We've got the fun little trinket here with another little strand of the Sahara Sand twine. And then the designer series paper on the edge. Moving on to this one, another super simple card. So many of these cards are so simple and they're perfect. I mean, you can make multiples of these. You can put any sentiment you want here. You could happy birthday, happy Father's Day, thinking of you. I mean, any sentiment would work aside from the ones that come in the stamp set. So we've just got our main card base here of Night of Navy. We've got the anchors randomly stamped, a piece of the rope designer series paper layered on some soft suede, the trinket with the twine, and then again with that fun little label that does come in the die set here. And we've got the anchor and the sentiment. Again, more simplicity here. We've got the rope paper layered on some Night of Navy, layered onto the soft suede card base. We've got the anchor stamped in soft suede on soft suede and cropped out with the coordinating die. Little piece of the baker's twine, the ship's wheel in navy, the sentiment here with that fun little die, and then we have the inside panel here with one of the sailboats and the birds. Moving on to this one. This one uses Whisper White and Smoky Slate along with the Night of Navy. So we have a little bit of the baker's twine kind of twisted apart and stuck underneath the compass here. Got the lighthouse simply stamped, the sentiment, and this just could not be any better. This card is perfect. It's pretty flat for mailing, so it's a win. All right, we've got this one here with our Night of Navy card base, a large piece of the designer series paper. We've got 3 sections of the twine wrapped around for a really nice detail. We've got the sailboat and the sentiment piece here cropped out with the coordinating dies. We've got this little stitched rectangle run through with our high seas folder, and that's mounted on a layer of crumb cake. Here's a fun one that uses the black and gray paper in the designer series paper package. And then we've got some black and white layers. We've got a little bit of our black satin ribbon. We've got the little tag piece here. We've got the white put on top of the black for a little bit of pop. The bird stamped up there, and then the lighthouse with a little bit of coloring with our Stampin' Blends. And then we've got a little bit of earth down here in, looks like some maybe macaron and some pool party there. We will continue in a moment. I did want to talk to you guys about my online class. My online class is $20 and it includes 9 projects. Each project has its written directions on a PDF file that you can download and print. And each project also has a video showing you how to put the cards together. Now, as a reminder, none of the cards that I'm showing you in this video today are included in my class. All those cards are exclusive to that class and I do not share them anywhere else. You can purchase my class 2 different ways. Actually, you can get it 3 different ways. If you're a member of my team of demonstrators, all my team gets my online classes for free. You can purchase the class for $20. I have a link on my blog at barbstamps.com under my online classes. Or you can purchase the bundle of products that I have showing here, the trinkets, the twine, the DSP, the stamp set, the dies, and the folder, $103, and I will email you the class for free. So you can check all that out on my blog at barbstamps.com, and then you can click on the link online classes. Let's get back to the cards. Here's another fun card that I made. I've got a video for that I'll link up there for you. Super fun, and it's just one of those ones that can stand on the desk. It's just a fun fold. I really like it. We've got a couple different patterns of the paper. We've got the navy, vellum, and seaside spray seaweed back here. We've got the 2 sailboats, one in Night of Navy, one in the Seaside Spray. We've got the 2 sentiments here from, I think it's Itty Bitty Birthdays that I used there. And another birthday stamp there. We've got the ship's wheel with that Night of Navy twine pulled out. And then it's just one of those really super fun folds. Moving on to this one. This one is done in Sahara Sand. So we have a nice knotted piece of the twine here. We've got that little accent tag piece, not stamped on, just used as an accent piece behind the sailboat, the ship's wheel, the little sentiment piece here. Of course, the high seas folder on the background piece, all layered on a piece of Sahara Sand for our card base. Another fun one here. We've got the folder on this strip of paper here. We've got the twine, the crumb cake ship's wheel, 2 of the sailboats colored in with our Stampin' Blends, the birds, the sentiment. We've got the stitch circle here along with the circle scallop on the back, and then a piece of the designer series paper, and then everything's mounted on the Night of Navy card base. Here is another fun fold. This one's a little bit larger, whereas the one that I showed you previously, let me find it again. They're basically the same card. They just use different sizes. So this panel here is very wide, whereas the panel I put on mine was very skinny. So it's the same concept. It's just a different size panel. And so this one uses multiple patterns of the designer series paper and multiple images here, some of the coloring with our Stampin' Blends. And I just think that is a lot of fun. Who wouldn't want to have that sitting on their desk? Got this one here that's got a little copper accent piece here with that ship's wheel and our sentiment on top of that. Some more of the twine just tied in a knot, very simple. And this one is another little bit of a fun fold where you've just got this front panel. You've got a great place to write your message, some of the designer series paper here, and then a little bit of coloring on the sailboat with the birds. This one, again, with the high seas folder. And then we've got a fun little knot here tied from the twine. We've got a circle punch laid onto that fun tag punch that comes in the set, the 2 sailboats, and then the ship's wheel. This is Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, and White. Another fun fold. Man, this designer series paper just screams fun fold. Here's that kind of soft suede paper again, that kind of vintage paper that I think is really fun. We've got few pieces of the twine tied together in a knot, the fun tag, designer series paper pieces, and then this one just opens like this, a little detail on the inside, and super fun. And another fun fold card, you guys. There are a ton of these. This one is super fun. We've got the glimmer paper here, the silver glimmer paper, the sentiment, all these circle punches tied together with the twine that then goes through the inside of the card, where you can just kind of poke a little hole there to shove that twine through. The 2 layers of the designer series paper, and then of course our inside piece, and this is Balmy Blue and White. This one, pretty simple. We've got that same fun paper, the 3 die cuts here. We've got the anchor, the rope, and the ship's wheel, the soft suede piece here with just some simple stamping. We've got a couple knots tied in our braided linen trim, and everything put on a early espresso card base, and I can't remember if I said this was soft suede. Moving on to this one, a fun window card. I am loving this. So we've got that nested stitched labels cut out with the designer series paper on the front of the Night of Navy card base. We've got that little detail accent with the twine up there at the top, and then some simple stamping on the inside. It makes for a super fun card. Here's another one where I did some watercoloring on this piece of watercolor paper to mimic the sea, and I do have a video for that I'll link. We do have the stamped birds, the 2 sailboats that I did color in with my Stampin' Blends. I've got my sentiment piece here on real red over a, this is gray granite ship's wheel. And so we've got gray granite, black, and then the watercolor paper. Here's a fun one I did with my Big Shot at Home girls. They all got the pieces to create this card. So we've got the 4 pieces of designer series paper squares here for the focal point. And then we've just put our anchor right there in the center. I've got the rope images stamped all around the background piece here. Ship's wheel, one of our stitched rectangles, sentiment, and then on the inside we've got the sentiment here, a piece of designer series paper, and then the rope. We've got this card here that uses Mossy Meadow for our layer. We've got some of that fun vanilla and gold metallic edged ribbon, a little compass pointer out of a gold foil sheet, a tiny little metallic gold pearl right here. We've got the sentiment stamped here and the designer series paper on the gold paper. Just a really, really pretty card. Our last one is this one, where we've got the thick Whisper White cardstock base, a Night of Navy layer, more Whisper White. We've got some Balmy Blue with the tag, Night of Navy sentiment, birds randomly stamped, the rope image, the anchor, and then, of course, our die-cut lighthouse. So that's all I have for you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I appreciate that very much. Be sure to subscribe to my channel right down here so you can be notified when I upload more of these multi-card videos, because I have more coming. So these are our cards for today. A lot of these had their own standalone videos. Like I said, they're all marked with cards up there at the top. I would appreciate your business at shoppingwithbarb.com if you need to order any supplies. And don't forget my online class. You can get that free if you order my bundle of products, or if you're a member of my team, or if you're none of those, you can simply purchase it for $20, and it is well worth the money. So thanks so much, you guys, for watching, and have a great day.